Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Brunel. So I'm bringing you a different video from the norm, and basically something that's going to affect me and many, in my opinion, millions of small YouTubers. And I just wanted to come to you with regards to this from an advice or viewpoint of a small YouTuber to other small YouTubers. This is not going to be in depth at all. If you want in-depth information, there are, I'm sure, going to be lots of videos out there. And also on top of that, you can go to the YouTube policy route where you will learn about this. If you have received an email like I did this morning, which to be honest, at first initially when I saw it, I was actually upset. I had a reaction towards it, which was very negative, and I just thought, oh, for God's sake, what? I'll stop right there. And many of you small YouTubers will probably have that, but then you have to kind of like I'm coming from a point where it's been a few hours, I've done my research, I've calmed down, I've actually analyzed everything, and also I've come to a greater understanding. And that's why I'm actually posting this video. So I'm coming to you as a small YouTuber to other small YouTubers, and I'm giving you the kind of a generic idea of what it means, as I said, but not in depth. There are certain people that I watch when I want to find out about YouTube, and there are plenty of other people out there on YouTube who give advice on YouTube's policies, and then to spend a lot of time looking at YouTube's policies. Daryl Eves is one of them that I watch. Also, Roberto Blake is another one, and I also watch Nick Minim. I hope I say his name right. I think it is. I watch his advice as well. He makes kind of like short, sharp videos on how to improve and grow your YouTube channel. And I also sometimes watch I've forgotten his name, but his name is going to come to me. Tim Schmoyer, I think it is. And I watch him as well. But there are plenty of others out there as well. Think Media, I think, is another one. So there are plenty of sites there where you would be able to get, and by this point, I'm sure they would have posted their own videos. Have a check in it if you want greater detail, something much more in-depth. That's not coming from me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to first of all read the email that came through, which actually was a bit of a shock to the system and annoyed me this morning initially, as I said. And it says here, today we are announcing changes to the YouTube Partner Program, short version YPP. While our goal remains to keep the YPP open to as many channels as possible, we recognize we need more safeguards in place to protect creator revenue across YouTube ecosystem. And then it's got learn more, and then you can click into that if you have received the email to find out a bit more. If you haven't received the email in your YouTube channel and you're wondering why, I think the reason for that is because a few months ago, YouTube changed its policy when it comes to specifically monetization, that you couldn't monetize any of your videos unless you'd reach 10,000 live views on your channel. And before that, it used to be, you can monetize as you went along. But after that, they changed it to you had to have a total of 10,000 views in a lifespan of your channel. Well, they've changed it again. So it's no longer that. So that's why if you're a small YouTuber and you haven't received the email, that would be the reason why, because initially you wouldn't have been able to monetize anyway. If you're like me and you received it, or you missed it somehow, this is what it says. Under the new eligibility requirements announced today, your YouTube channel, Brunel SB, that's my one, is no longer eligible for monetization because it doesn't meet the new threshold of 4,000 hours of watch time within the past 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. So you have to have both. It isn't a case of just you can have one and then that's okay. You have to have both. And it also says, as a result, your channel will lose access to all the monetization tools and features associated with the YouTube Partner Program on February the 20th, 2018, unless you surpass this threshold in the next 30 days. Accordingly, this email serves as 30 days notice that your YouTube Partner Program terms are terminated. One of YouTube's core values is to provide anyone the opportunity to earn money from a thriving channel. Creators who haven't yet reached this new threshold can continue to benefit from our Creator Academy. our help center and all the resources on the creator site to grow their channels. Once your channel reaches the new threshold, it will be reviewed to make sure it adheres to our policies and guidelines, and if so, monetization will be re-enabled. Okay, so two important points. As I said, you have to have 4,000 hours watch time in the last 12 months, and that takes you up to the 20th of February. And also you must have the 1,000 subscribers. I checked my watch time, and I checked it for the last 12 months, and it passes the 4,000 hours. However, I fail because I haven't got 1,000 subscribers for one reason or another. For me, and I know some people are going to say, well, if you can't grow your channel by 1,000 subscribers in a year and you can't have it, then you really didn't. Easier for you to say. Some of us have actually started YouTube without even an ounce of an inkling about what we were doing. I didn't know how to actually film. I was shy in filming to start off with, so that was an issue in itself. So I wasn't confident in filming. I didn't know anything about how to operate a camera at all. I didn't know anything, exposure and all that stuff. It's things which I'm having to learn. I didn't know how to actually edit at all. I wasn't a tech head, so I'm coming from a case of not knowing anything. So I'm having to learn, and that takes time. And I've also had other issues. My stroke that I had an effect, and so on. So it's not easy for everyone, and sometimes you can spend time not growing. For the first kind of year, it only grew something like 350, nearly 400 subscribers. I've just passed the 600 subscribers mark, and that was literally in the last 2 months. Something has changed and it's growing, and it's because I'm actually paying more attention to my channel. Specifically, I'm doing area by area. I'm not looking at everywhere at the same time. I'm looking at area by area, and I'm looking at my tags and trying to understand that. I've got TubeBuddy, and I wasn't utilizing all the tools within TubeBuddy. I was just concentrating on one particular area. That's my own fault, so I need to look at that. But YouTube itself, there is one section that I've learned for myself, and now clearly it's identified in this, which is absolutely vital, which is your watch time. That means the length of time people keep watching your videos. So what now you need to concentrate on, my advice, before anything else, if you are a small YouTuber, before you got panic or anything else, is put aside the kind of like not being able to monetize aspect of it. I'll speak to that in a moment. But just concentrate on your content and your channel, and the fact that you're doing something that you love to do. And also look at your watch time, because it is very important. And the way to find your watch time is you need to go into Creator Studio, and then in there you've got a section about community, which talks about, which has section, about your subscribers and the comments and stuff like that. But also within that, you've also got under your analytical section is absolutely vital. It is boring for me. I find it boring, but I'm having to learn now. I'm going to have to pay attention to it. And what you can do is with that, it gives you your watch time as well. And that could be per video as well. So you can start looking at your video and see whether you have a peak or whether you have a downturn in videos. See if when you watch those videos in those particular times, whether there's anything that you're doing specifically that's turning people off. And this is advice that will go to me too. I have to do this. So it's not just for you guys, it's for me as well. Look at that and see if there's a pattern. Look at that if there's something specifically that you're doing that's putting people off. And this is what I'm going to have to do, and check and see whether I can change that to keep people watching for longer. I do want, if you're going to create a video of 10 minutes, you want people to look for, watch it for the 10 minutes. You don't want people to go half a finger, whatever. Off they go, you put them off because of something that you've done. That could be something to do with your editing, and that's, again, I'm learning to edit, and sometimes I'll get it wrong and it's a bit choppy. Or it could be something to do with maybe you're doing what I do sometimes, again, which is going to tandem with something unrelated, and people are just thinking, you know what, I didn't come here for this. That is their prerogative. They have a right to do that. Your job is to keep people interested in, and so is mine, in what the subject matters are, and keep it in a kind of, maybe you need to do it in a more entertaining way, or in a more, give your information in a more interesting way, or maybe you need to have a script, or whatever it may be. So spend time, have a look at your analytical, pay attention to your channel, build your channel, and build the kind of you know, kind of look at your tags as well, which are very, very important. Your tags kind of will give us an idea of how you rank when it comes to viewing your video. More people view your videos, more greater chance of people subscribing. I think it's more important to build your viewership and your watch time so that you can then have YouTube suggest your videos to more and more people, and that will eventually mean that people will come and subscribe to your channels. Because let's face it, if fewer people see your videos, you're not going to get as many subscribers. So that to me is the advice. Now, with regards to this particular announcement, yes, it is going to affect millions of people, in my opinion. However, the effect is not as big as you may think it is. When you actually do YouTube and you've got your AdSense account and you can monetize your videos, it really, unless you're a big YouTuber or unless you've got videos which have got massive viewership each time, we're talking 100,000, over 100,000 and so on, very, very often you're not going to be able to make enough money to pay your bills when it comes to YouTube. So when you're thinking money-wise, this is not a massive amount. However, at the moment, because you were able to monetize, you could build it up, and each country has its own different threshold. I can't remember how much it is here in the UK. Between, I think it's 50 or 70 pounds, in between, somewhere in between that. Once you build that enough of that in your AdSense account, what Google will do is send you a PIN, and then using that PIN, you'll be able to kind of confirm your address details, bank account details, and then they can pay you. I haven't finished doing that at the moment, but in a year and a half, there's about 200 something pounds in that account there. So that kind of gives you an idea that in a year and a half I've only earned that much. So you don't go into the YouTube thinking, I'm going to make a fortune. Yeah, it's a fortune. It might happen. If it does, great, because you put time and effort and everything and you sweat into, you know, making videos, and you want it to pay off. But if you go in initially with the idea that you're going in there to make big money, you're going to most likely be disappointed. You really are. And if you're thinking seriously, having read this and you received this and you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm giving up on YouTube. I'm sorry to have to be harsh here, but maybe you shouldn't be doing YouTube. The reason why I say that is because of the fact that the money aspect, that you're not being realistic. And you really ought to go in YouTube, doing YouTube because you love the subject matter, talking about what you're doing and you want to share. Once you have that, that will give you longevity. You'll be able to stay there and work for your channel and put more effort into it. If you're just going in there with the idea that you're just going to make a quick buck, if your channel is not working, you'll be less likely to put the effort in there to improve your channel and the work and the legwork that's necessary to build your channel. You'll give up. So that's the reason why I'm saying that. And to be honest, it would have been something like, in a video that you know, I earned probably something like, if you've got something like 1,000 views or something like that, you're probably only going to be making pound-wise, probably about £2.50, £3. So you're not talking a massive amount of money here. So forget what you've just read. If you are upset about it, take it in, digest it, watch videos on what it means, spend more time on growing your channel and your viewership and your watch time and your content and improving it, and making it a more welcoming channel, and something that applies to me too, rather than worrying about the AdSense. If you're really about also making money, there are people out there, again, who give advice on how to make money, not necessarily to do with YouTube, but other formats. For example, you've got links that you can put in there, something that I'm having to read up on myself, things like magic links and so on, where you can put links in there and you can earn a bit of money when you know, talking about products. So you already review it anyway. And there is nothing wrong with that. You're not selling out, to be honest, because it costs money. I can't even begin to tell you how much money I've spent on YouTube with the products that I've got reviewed. But for 2 items, I think 2 items, the rest of the items that I've actually reviewed on my channel, I've paid for myself. If I even try to calculate it, it doesn't come anywhere near the 200 odd pound that I've managed to earn so far. And that reminds me, I need to actually confirm the account so I can get paid before the 10th. Otherwise, no Monday. So that also, check your details as well. And really 14 minutes into this account, so we don't want to make this video too long. But what I'm saying basically is, do not panic. Do not make a greater issue than it is. Get to know what YouTube analytics are. Boring as you may find it, they are very, very important. I now know that myself. Spend time watching other people who give advice on how to grow your channel, and see if you can apply all of those things into your channel and understand your channel more. Be much clearer about what you want to do with your channel, what it is about yourself and your channel that makes you unique, that will make you stand out, and why you want to do it. And that would get you a long way. And even if you don't get monetized, you can't monetize your videos, it would give you the ability to carry on with your channel rather than giving up. Anyway, if you have any questions, please don't forget to ask. I will try and find out, because it's important for me to know as well. Don't think that any question that you have to ask is silly or stupid or anything like that. Ask away and I will try and find answers for you. Do your own research also, and go on the YouTube website itself and look under the policies and understand what this really means, so you have a greater understanding yourself. Thank you for watching as usual. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, as I'll say, as usual, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye bye.